so much for being here. I appreciate you so much, more than you'll ever know. I'm Christy if you're new here, and welcome to my channel. Thank you for checking it out. Hope you will find something inspirational here that will help you along your journey to spiritual enlightenment or even on your human experience. This is Cosmo, my parrot, and Otto, my dog, also helps with the readings. They let me know if there's something that's not quite right in the energy. Hey, look, I checked into the captions, and I think when we're live, the captions don't show up because we're live, because the videos that have posted have captions. So I don't think we can have them. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Yes, we celebrated her birthday yesterday, and that's why I was not able to be here until late last night. So I apologize to all my friends in the UK who were sleeping, and probably a lot of people from Africa also, or Nigeria. Ooh, ow, 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 you got on Mama's earring, baby. But we did have a good time at Mother's yesterday. All right, so I have decided, well, let me, for one thing, plug in the microphone. Let's see, am I still audible? Okay, yep, it looks like it's working. Cosmo, behave now or you're going to get put away. We're going to get put away. Okay, so the phone died. I can't give you a song today. So what I want you to do, all is well, Kailash. Thank you, sweetheart, for being here and always being concerned about my well-being. Everybody's doing great. My whole family. Kailash got to meet my family yesterday. Um, yeah, they were all there. Um, by video chat while we were having my daughter's birthday party. We were cutting the cake and the candles, and I thought I had all of that on video. But when I went back to watch it, I couldn't find it. So I must have thought I hit record and it wasn't actually recording. So that's why it's so important. Thank you, sweetheart. I didn't do much with it either. I think maybe that natural look is best for me. Um, Hey, Shretha says, hey, Cosmo. Shretha said to tell you hi. He's like, well, I've had him in the kitchen on his cage while I took a rest for a while because I hadn't slept in 2 nights. Last night was the first night in 3 nights that I finally slept. And so I didn't feel like getting out of bed. That's why I'm running late, because I was just laying there talking to friends and family on the phone. And I kind of lost track of time like I always do. But anyway, I did not have the ability to get us a song. I got a song, and I told Kailash earlier when I was preparing, but I didn't feel good about the song. Like I wasn't, excuse me. You want to blow your nose too, huh? Give me that. I didn't feel comfortable with the song that I got, and so I decided to wait until we were live and choose the song together. Now the other phone is dead. So what I want you to do, if you're inclined to do so, come here, no chewing on cards, baby, is I want you to go to your playlist, if you have a playlist, and I want you to go to the shuffle. I want you to go to your shuffle button on your playlist, and I want you to ask God or Spirit or whatever you consider your higher power. I want you to say, what do I need to most know in the coming week? And then I want you to hit shuffle. And whatever song comes out is the song that Spirit is choosing for you for this coming up week. And then this week you can listen to that song over and over again if you feel like it resonates with you, okay? And I believe that it will. I believe that it will, because it's happening this way for a reason. I think Spirit wants to teach you that this works for you just as well as it does for me. Okay? All right. And what I have decided, I prayed in prayer and in meditation, I have decided that we are going to ask Spirit to give us like each area of our life what we most need to know about the coming week. Thank you, Shretha. You're so beautiful. You're just a sweet person. This is navy blue, but it's actually probably looking black on camera. But I like dark colors. I prefer wearing dark colors. But I think my best color, if I had to say I have a best color, is red. When I wear like a red dress, it looks really nice with my hair. But that's just my opinion. But thank you, sweetheart. Welcome, welcome to everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Anything you do, it's a kaik. You think it looks like a mango? It's a kaik. Yes, I love red. Red just, I don't know, it's something about that color. It makes me really feel good about myself and confident. It's a power color, I think. He's not going to behave. I can tell you right now, he's not going to behave. I don't think. Are you going to behave? Because if you start chewing on my card, look, he's showing me he's not going to behave. Hey, what are you doing? You can pick a card, but you can't chew on them. Do you want to pick a card? Do you want to choose a card? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Pick one for Mama. Pick it for Mama. Get it out. Get it out. Pull it out. You want to pick that one? Which one do you want to pick? Oh, there we go. There we go. Cosmo is picking a card. Get it out. Get it out, Cosmo. Get the card. Get the card for Mama. Get the card. You can get it. Pull it for Mama. Thank you. Pull it out. Pull it out. Pull it out. There you go. Okay. Okay. Watch what you say. Cosmo got a card from Spirit and it says, watch what you say. That mouth of yours could cause some ish. So Spirit is saying this week as you go through your week, watch what you say. Okay? Be careful what you say. All right, let's start out with prayer. If you will join me in a prayer real quick, asking for God to protect us, to connect us. Thank you for bringing us together from around the world, Holy Spirit, and giving us some time together to connect with one another and with you. Thank you for your divine protection, always taking care of us and our families and watching over us, making sure that we have all of our needs provided by your hand and not in our own strength. And for those who lack opportunity, I pray for opportunity that it will come out of nowhere and show up for them. Anything that is lacking, Spirit, I pray that you will make sure that everyone under the sound of my voice will have everything that they need to be blessed and abundant and help us in whatever way we need it in the coming week. Show me what we need to see. Show us, everyone here. Use your own intuition. The Spirit wants to speak to you, and you know what's being said. Many things can be said in one sentence to many different people. Thank you, Spirit, for all that you do for us, and we love you with all of our hearts, minds, and souls. In Jesus' name, or fill in the blank for whatever you believe in. Amen. All right, so let's get started. I want to start out with the tarot, and I'm going to pull three cards. And what this represents is what Spirit is ultimately doing in our lives at the moment for this upcoming week, the energy to overcome this week for all of us, and then what will pull that together. Wait, Spirit's talking to me. Hold on. Spirit is telling me to do something different that I used to do. I haven't done it in many years. Okay? Spirit wants me to start out with our strengths, our weaknesses, and how we can turn our weaknesses into strengths. So we're going to do something a little bit different today. All right? What cards do you want to use? Hold on a second, y'all. Spirit is doing something different today. All right, we're going to start out with a different deck. We're going to use tarot, but not yet. Spirit said not yet. We're going to use this tarot by Colette Baron Reed. Her name is Colette Baron Reed, and it's called the Spirit Animal Oracle. Oh, wow. Wait a minute. There's cards in here that don't even belong. Spirit says that there's someone that's a rose garden, and you're going to bloom. Look at that. They don't even belong in the deck. So that happens occasionally when Spirit has hidden something. Because I would never have put these two cards away on the top of this deck. Never. So Spirit put those there. Somehow they move things around in my house all the time. Someone is a rose garden and they're about to bloom. Or maybe what Spirit is saying is that your garden is about to bloom. Maybe you have been working on something diligently, wanting to know if it's going to be profitable. And Spirit is saying not only is it going to be profitable, it's going to be beautiful when it blooms. It's about to bloom. Blue and black butterflies are significant. Red plants, black hair. Someone wears their hair braided. They also adorn themselves with flowers. There's a sense of pink is also very significant. Red is very significant. Someone here has brown eyes. Very beautiful. I think someone here looks like this lady in the picture. If that looks like you or someone you know, this message is especially relevant for you. And look, this one too. This one too. There's a woman in our collective, reverse roles if you need to, but I feel to say that this woman in our collective is about to bloom and it's going to be like a rose garden blooming. Okay? And I want to tell you what Spirit is saying because those cards come out of this deck right here. This deck right here, which was sitting not too far away from that deck. So I don't know why, especially with this one already being open and the cards are easily accessible, that I would have ever put those in that box. I'm not going to say that I couldn't have, but I'm just saying that's very unlike me. So you're a rose garden that's about to bloom, collective. I think Spirit's saying this to all of us. Come here, Cosmo. You're not going to interrupt something so beautiful. Stop it. All right, we have number 9 and 5. You may be someone who works from 9 to 5, or somehow 9 and 5, number 14, 4 plus 1 is 5, and number 5. This is you. It's getting back on your feet again after a being out of work or depressed or down or just not having enough, feeling like maybe you're not enough. Whatever that means to you, that 5. A 5 is not quite stability. It's different. It's like a tough time in your life when you're going through a really low period. It can be depression. It can be a lot of different things. Let's see what number. Okay, it starts out with number 9, the Rose Garden. Interesting way to start a reading, Spirit. Okay, sensitivity, awareness of nature, integrated whole, and strength. So this is kind of like the strength card. Look at this beautiful woman who has transformed into a flower. She holds a red blooming rose to the place where her heart belongs. Her hair has become a leaf blown by the wind. She is a part of nature and grows stronger with her every gentle touch and loving gesture. She is not alone. Her friends, the caterpillar and butterfly, are here to visit. Sweetheart, thank you for thinking of me, my love. You're welcome, sweetheart. Sorry, y'all. I got distracted by a text message. She is not alone. See, someone might be texting you. Okay, she is not alone. Her friends, the caterpillar and butterfly, are here to visit. Someone could be coming to visit you. Okay? Thorns threaten to prick her, but she's not scared. A rose is beautiful and strong because of its thorns, not in spite of them. And when I fell from the ladder last August, it's been a year since that happened this month. When I fell, hey Christie, how you doing, baby? Hey from Miami, Zizou, welcome to the channel. A rose thorn from a long stem rose bush is what hurt me, what pierced my ankle. But to this day, that rose continues to bloom. Those thorns that you have, I feel that for the ability to stand up for us and to not allow anything to take advantage of us. We are becoming stronger at our core. It may come out. It's like being passive for a really long time and realizing you need to be assertive, but in doing so, a lot of times we'll become aggressive. We don't mean to be. We're just trying to have a voice. We're learning to use our voice, and sometimes we might be a little bit thorny in the beginning, and sometimes we need to be. We need to be. I'm doing well, thank you. Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I thought Christy was talking to me. All right, let me pay attention and be the reader instead of the commenter. Okay, so you're getting a voice, and you're learning to use your voice, and you're no longer just laying down and taking whatever people do to you. You're saying no, this is not okay. And in doing that, it might come across to I don't think you're being thorny. I think other people feel that because they're not used to you doing it. All right, so you're a rose garden. You're now becoming something beautiful and precious, but also fierce and able. Hey, Priya, wonderful, you made it. Wonderful. I'm so sorry you missed yesterday's live and a few of the lives. I've had to do them at the wrong time of day simply because of my job. I'm not able to do videos at the same time as I was. So now videos will be done at the time where they're convenient to you on weekends, unless I have a day off, okay? All right, so I was just telling the collective that we are a rose garden, and Spirit chose these cards out of a box they didn't even belong in. And I'm doing things a bit different today. Thank you for your participation. All right, I'm going to read it again. Look at this beautiful woman who has transformed into a flower. Can you relate? Whether you're a man or a woman, listen, you have bloomed. You have transformed. That scorpionic energy that we kept seeing for so many months, back to back to back, you're finally blooming. You're blooming. You're beautiful. Look at this beautiful person who has transformed into a flower. They hold a red blooming rose to the place where their heart belongs. Their hair has become a leaf blown by the wind. They are part of nature and grow stronger with every gentle touch and loving gesture. They are not alone. Their friends, the caterpillar and butterfly, are there to visit. Thorns threaten to prick her, but she's not scared. So you're no longer afraid. You've let go of fears that you've had about things hurting you. A rose is beautiful and strong because of its thorns, not in spite of them. Okay, and then the next card that was on in the box, these were in a box they didn't belong in, was bloom. It's time to bloom, collective. This collective is being told we are going to bloom. So if you have felt like a seed that was put in the ground and forgotten about, even though you've continued to water it with your tears, I feel sometimes. You thought that you were just a dead seed, like your seed was never going to produce anything. This is that Seven of Pentacles type energy where you're looking to see, am I, like you're going out to check every day, are my tomatoes growing? Are my cucumbers growing? Are my roses ever going to bloom? And one day you walk out there and boom, you have this sprout of green showing. And Spirit is saying you are about to see that sprout. Okay, and you are just looking beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, and this is number 5, and it was 9-5. So take those numbers however they resonate to your life. Self-confidence, femininity, individual fulfillment. A woman gazes into your eyes with pride and self-confidence. She knows what she wants, and this certainty blooms out of her being like a bountiful garden. Her hair is thick like the branches of trees, reaching out with controlled abandonment. The power of nature surrounds her, flowing both into her and out from her. What would it be like to feel this connected and confident? What could you accomplish? Your inner strength blossoms into further achievements. You hear what I'm saying? You are about to stand up for yourself. You're going to stand in your power. You're going to know how beautiful you have become and how beautiful you always were and that you just were not aware that you were this beautiful. And the things that you're doing, not only are they going to grow, but I'm looking at one, two, three, four coming out of you. I don't know what you are involved in exactly. My internet's acting up. But whatever you are involved in, to really just go from where you are in a lot of different directions, and it's going to be a blessing to a lot of different people. All right, so that was just like a secret hidden message that Spirit had. Now I'm going to get back to what I was saying. We're going to do things a little differently today. We're going to start out with our strengths, our weaknesses, and how we can turn our weaknesses into our strengths, how we can incorporate our weaknesses into our strengths, okay? And this is our lesson from Spirit for the week. In case you were wondering why we're doing this, this is our message for from now until next Sunday, okay? All right. Number 66 and number 61, White Raven, Trust in the Magic, Give with Gratitude and Grace, Turkey. So maybe you're going to give of yourself. Maybe someone is going to give to you. Maybe you've recently received a gift from someone and it was a huge blessing to you. Thank you so much for all the likes and love. Claim your independence. There you have it. There you are. You're showing up as a cat, 13, and you keep showing up as a turkey spirit. You're going to give with gratitude and grace. Make sure that you're always giving and not just taking. Whenever someone gives you something, the first thing you should do is take a small portion of whatever that is and give to help someone else, whether it be a family member or a stranger, because that's how you keep it flowing, is by continuing to move it, to not hold on to it, because if you just hold on to everything that you are given, it stagnates. But when you give to others, then you keep it flowing. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure if someone gives you a gift or gives you something, make sure that you somehow share a small part of that. The Some people say 10% is a good thing to go by, but do whatever you feel is best. The squirrel, believe in yourself, and that's what this is all about, is you believing in yourself, finally realizing how beautiful and how special you are, and you keep showing up as not giving with gratitude and grace. If you're not giving, I can't encourage you enough to make sure that you take a small portion of whatever you're given and give, because you feel that you will run out if you do that, but that small giving will take what you have and make it go further, because it's going to cause expansion in your life, because when you give, it comes back to you in more than you gave out. Okay. All right, Spirit, what are our strengths in this collective? What do we need to know about our there? Oh, that flew over. It's time to let go. There's something in this collective that we are letting go of. That's beautiful. So number 31, which is a 4. See how this is a squirrel. Squirrels love to get things and put them in their nest. If you've ever had squirrels around you, we have them all over the place. A squirrel will go and gather everything it can to build a nest. And this squirrel has found something that it particularly loves and wants to hold on to. But Spirit is saying that your strength is that it's time. Oh, it's a groundhog. It's a groundhog. Why did I say squirrel? I don't know. I don't know. I'm crazy, I guess. I don't know. There's a spider here. Okay. So our strength is that we have the ability to let go. Maybe there's something about Groundhog's Day. There could be something around Groundhog's Day. If you know what Groundhog's Day is, it's the end of the winter. In America, we have a groundhog at the White House, and the president will take the groundhog out, and we'll see if the groundhog sees its shadow. And if it sees its shadow, that means we're going to have 6 more weeks of winter. And if it doesn't see its shadow, that means we're going to have an early spring. So there could be something about going into spring and through spring into winter. This groundhog is realizing that it's time to let go. It's time to let go. So your strength is that you know when it's time to let go. That is a very important thing to know, because in the past I know I have held on to things forever and ever and ever that I no longer needed anymore. But our strength, Spirit says, is that we know when it's time to let go. All right, what is our weakness? Because we all have weaknesses. What is our biggest weakness in this collective that we need to know about this week? Sing your own song. So somehow singing your own song. Oh, wait. There's 2 cards here. And reclaim your power. Our weakness is that we don't know how to sing our own song and reclaim our power. What I'm getting from this, yellow is very significant. That's the solar plexus area. That's the I know I can part of us. That place where we lose the fear, and we no longer allow fear to have a grip on us. We stop allowing fear to dictate our behaviors. There's also a flute. This canary is standing on the flute. Someone may play a flute, or somehow a flute could be significant. An instrument, do 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 do. And this person could be a singer. You could be someone who loves to sing, or you may sing. But it's saying that you sing your own song and reclaim your power. That's your weakness, is that you haven't quite learned how to do that. You have learned how to let go. That's your strength, is that you know how to let go when it's time to let go. But you haven't figured out quite yet how to be yourself and to feel comfortable in your own skin and to know how powerful you are. Panther is Panther spirit is here. Look at this beautiful royal looking, someone's eyes are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, and they have green eyes. Somehow a panther. This panther is majestic and royal. Your eyes are not just green; they are hazel, like a brown and green combination. We have number 31, number 12, and number 44. And then what we don't see coming is that it's time to take time out. Someone might need to take some time out. They might be trying to push too hard, do too much. All right, Spirit, how do we combine our weaknesses to make them strengths? How do we turn our weaknesses into strengths? How do we turn our weaknesses? Thank you so very much. Be playful. So some of us just need to learn how to have more fun. You just need to have fun. You're too serious. You're too serious all the time. You need to learn how to be your playful self. Sandpiper spirit. This reminds me of a lovely little hotel that I love to go to at the beach at Topsail Island called the Sandpiper Inn. It's not a nice place, it's just a hotel. But you know, sometimes that's all you really need is a hotel room to lay your head. You don't need something nice. You're at the beach. You know, the nice is the beach, the nice is the ocean. The place you're staying is just a place to lay your head, right? And to take a shower so you can be clean. But they have a cool little, very reasonable hotel where you can go and stay at the beach in Topsail Island, North Carolina, called the Sandpiper Inn. And that's what this card reminds me of, because I love to go there and play and to just let down my hair. It's actually on the sound side, and my family has a pontoon boat, and they will bring the pontoon boat and pick us up. There's a sandbar not far from where the pier is off of the hotel, the pier. We'll walk off the pier, get on the pontoon boat, and go out to the sandbar and put out our lounge chairs and play until high tide. And the kids, when the kids were little, we didn't have to worry about them, you know, because the water was shallow. If you're not familiar, a sandbar is where the water, when the tide is low, the sand, you can actually stand on the bottom of the ocean floor because it's a very shallow place in the ocean that's not far offshore. It can be far, but in this place it's not. And it's lovely because you can stay out there all day. You can take food, you can take coolers with drinks, you can take whatever you want to take, music. We always have plenty of everything out there, and we just play. And that's what spirit is suggesting that you do, is that you're strong enough to know when it's time to let go. So you're letting go of something, or you may have recently let go of something because you knew it was time. And spirit said that was your strength, that was your superpower. And the weakness you had was learning to sing your own songs. And maybe after letting go of this, you felt a little lost. Like, okay, this was such a big part of my life for so long. How do I survive life without this? But Spirit is saying you're going to reclaim your power. I think you had given your power away to someone or something for far too long. And now you are going to say, you know what? No, no more. No more will I give my power away to the wrong things ever again, because I am going to be strong and I'm going to reclaim my power. But at the same time, what this involves, what's missing, the key ingredient that's missing. I love when Spirit does this. Spirit is amazing, you guys. Spirit is saying what's missing is you just being playful, playing, having fun. You have to stop working all the time. You having fun. When you have fun, the universe speeds up, and you don't even realize it's happening. When you have fun and it hears your laughter and it feels your joy, those vibes are so high that the universe responds to that, and you have not even realized it's happened, because all you're doing is what's normal when you are being yourself and playing is having fun. Okay, so maybe you have a job that's not actually all that much fun, but Spirit's saying be playful, be playful, sing your own song, do it your way, do your thing your way. You don't have to do it anybody else's way anymore. You do your own thing now, okay? And be powerful, but be playful. And that's how we can keep from being controlling, also, right? When we are able to flex our biceps, huh? Both of them? Okay, enough of that. I need to exercise what I need to do. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have trust and divine detours. So some of you might be having to take a bit of a detour from where you thought life was going to actually take you. You're going to have to go through some sort of detour. You don't see that coming, but that is what is in fact happening. Spirit, thank you for that beautiful message. I think that was exactly what we needed. Our garden is about to bloom, collective, and you're going to reclaim your power because you know when it's time to let go, and you no longer have to hold on to things that are hurting you or mistreating you or not giving you anything in return. They're always taking, taking, taking. So you have learned how to let go, and I think that's a very good lesson. A lot of people haven't learned that lesson, but this collective is saying has learned that lesson, and that now we're going to be ourselves, and we're going to be powerful. We're going to stand in our power because we're going to be playful. That's how we get there, okay? We get there through play. So have fun, flirt, interact, be yourself. Always come here expecting to be yourself, because I would never ask anything else of you. Okay. I also want to pull some numbers today, but I'm going to do that at the very end. So I'm going to ask Spirit how you're working. Spirit, how are you working in this collective? In our, hey buddy, what's going on? You want to play? You want to play? You want to play? Come here. You want to play? Oh my God, he wants mommy's attention so bad. Oh, mommy's boy. You love mommy's kisses? You love my kisses? You love my kisses, don't you? You're so sweet. I love yours. I love you. He's bowing his chest out at me. He's flirting with me. Hey, can we do a reading and then we can play? You mind if we do a reading so that we can get this done? Then we can have all afternoon to play. All right, get over here. Get over here. All right, Spirit. Show me what's going on in our home lives in this collective. Cosmo's going to have to be put up. I can tell you that right now. But he's teaching us how to play and be serious at the same time. So let's let him stick around until, as long as he doesn't chew my cards up, we're good. He can do anything else he feels like he needs to do. All right, show me how you're working in our home lives, Spirit. I see you. You're not letting it all hang out, but Spirit says it came out in reverse. I don't know if you are or aren't, but it says don't let it all hang out. Leave some things to the imagination. So some of you may not be letting it all hang out. You might be keeping to yourself right now. You might be really, I don't want to say isolating in a bad way. Bye, Shretha. Thank you for being here, baby. So good to have you. Thank you so much. Um, you don't want to let it all hang out right now. It's like you're leaving a lot to the imagination. So you might be doing something that nobody knows you're doing. And it's not a bad thing. It's like you're in this incubation period where you're becoming yourself again. You might be playing with people in private and you don't want anybody to be in that because it's your family time. It's your special time with the people you love and that's just what you do. All right, come on, come on, come on. At home, you're not letting it all hang out. You're leaving things to the imagination. Cosmo, get in the window. Let's see if he'll sit in the window for a few minutes. Get in the window for mommy. Get over here. I got a reading to do, baby. Look outside at the other bird. I walked out the front door yesterday. He was in the bathroom while I was taking a shower, and he gets up on the curtain rod and he whistles and sings the whole time I'm in there. He doesn't even start till I undress, and then he gets whistle, whistle, whistle. I walked out the front door to leave to go to my mother's, and there was about 50 birds in the yard. He had been making all those crazy bird noises he makes, and he had all the birds in the neighborhood in my yard wondering what was going on over here. All right. What's going on at work, Spirit? What do we need to know about our work lives? May I see, please? Keep it clean. So you might have to clean things at work. You might be somebody that does cleaning for a living, and you're like, do you really love them in reverse? Somehow you're asking. It's like Spirit's having you to realize you don't love them. I don't love you. You have to keep stuff clean, and there's someone you're asking yourself, do you really love them? I'm not sure how to take that because it came out in reverse. So it's like you've made up your mind whether you do or you don't. Like maybe you know now you love this person. Maybe it's not that you don't. Maybe you do. All right, surprises. It might be your place of employment. Like you're trying to decide, do I like where I work or do I want to work somewhere else? Your surprise is that you're going to sit back and relax and you're not being heard. Say that again louder. So you're sitting back, surprisingly, you're going to sit back and relax and not be heard. Maybe that's you. For me, but I don't know what that means for you. Somebody could be watching you. My nose is itching. They also, I think, talk about you. I think that somebody watches you. You don't know they're watching. Take it however you used your intuition, collective. All right, love life. Oh my God! Collective. Now I see why we need to play. You don't have a love life. All you do is work. You're effing stressed and F your job. That's your love life. So you don't really have a love life. All you have is work. That's me. So maybe that's why you're here because you're a lot like me and you don't really have a love life. All you do is work. And you're saying, somebody here is effing stressed. Massage, binge watch, and chill. That could be you having fun instead of working all the time and being serious all the time Maybe you're going to kick back, relax, and watch some TV for a change. Like, I never do that. I'm always, you can ask my friend Miracle, I'm always standing. Every time he talks to me on the phone, I'm always standing. And he's like, go get in the chair or sit on the couch while we're talking. And I'll sit there for a minute, but then I find myself getting back up again. And he's like, go back to the chair and sit down. And I'm like, I don't know how to just chill. I don't know how to relax. Cosmo's talking, you hear him? He's like, she's telling the truth. Cosmo knows I don't know how to relax. Anyway, you're saying F your job, or someone might be saying that to you. F your job. He's talking to somebody outside, or he might be talking to us. He's saying, somebody is saying to you, you're so stressed. F your job. Like, relax, unwind, chill. All right, and what's our role here? Our role here is that we want this to be different. Spirit says if you don't already, you need to want this to be different about you. You need to stop being like this. Maybe your surprise is that you are going to sit back, relax, and not be heard. Like, you're going to just sit back, close your mouth, and watch TV. You don't have anything to say. And that might be unusual for you. You might be like me and talk, 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 talk. Which, to be honest, I never talk. I sit in this house alone, and I do not say a word for days. But then when I actually have somebody to talk to, I'm so excited because I love to talk to people. All right, and what's our outcome this week? Ooh. You're going to deal with your drama, collective. There's some drama you have to deal with this week. Okay? And you are hot, smart, and you have a great behind also. So whatever drama you have to deal with, just remember how powerful you are and be yourself. Because you're beautiful. You've been told you're a rose garden that's blooming. And there's 5 little words that it says just say those 5 little words, but you remember you're not being heard, so maybe you're like, what's the point? Nobody listens? I don't know. Take it however it resonates. All right, Spirit, talk to me. How do we not F ourselves this week in our home life? How do we not F ourselves at home in this elected this coming week? May I see, please? Spirit says avoid toxic people at home. So if people are coming into your home and they're toxic, avoid that. You don't want anything to do with toxic people. And you have control over that door and who comes through it. And if somebody's coming into your house with a toxic ass spirit, tell them to get back out and don't come back. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, that kind of thing. And don't celebrate too much. So have fun and party, but don't overindulge is what I'm seeing, okay? All right, what about work? At work, it's escape materialism that came out in reverse. So shift your focus away from material possessions and develop a healthier inner world. But I think you have the inner world down pat. I think what Spirit is saying is that Spirit wants to bless you in some areas financially, possibly, or maybe people will give you tips or whatever. You maybe get some perks, whatever you get from work that you need. There's some things you need, financial blessings that you're going to get in the coming days this week because Spirit sees that you need them. Okay? All right, and surprises. This is something we don't realize. It's a surprise. Live your dream. Never give up on your dreams. Dare to live the adventure. So you're surprisingly, you're not going to give up on your dreams. Okay? All right, love life. You have special gifts. Never surrender to normal. So if someone in your love life is asking you to stop being so extra that you're too much, that you're just, or extraordinary, tell them, never will I surrender to normal. And see, that's coming back to the original message of you blooming and this being this garden, and also realizing that you need to stand in your power and be yourself. Sing your own song. Do what's yours to do. Be yourself. And stand in your power, but be playful when you do it. So never surrender to normal. You are not normal. You have special gifts. Okay? That's what's going on in your love life. Someone may also be preparing a special gift just for you. They may be planning something special for you in your love life. Okay? Take it however it resonates. All right. And what's our role this week that we don't want to F ourselves? It has to do with read or read. Maybe you're not reading or you haven't read something, or be careful about not leaving people on read when they text you. It's very rude to not talk back to someone if they text you, unless you've blocked them. If you block somebody, that's different. But if you have told somebody what's acceptable and what's not, like I recently had to block a fella, and he was texting me asking me for money for his rent. Well, I don't have any money to help pay somebody's rent right now. So I told him I can't help you. And then when he persisted in asking, I blocked him. So that would be someone in my case that I'm not going to continue to read after I've blocked you. There's something maybe you need to read and you haven't read it. So maybe there's somebody that you did. Oh, and also you need to declutter. There's a need to declutter. You need to get rid of some things, let go of old items, and see that was our strength, is that we're good of letting go of what we no longer have, okay, or feel like we need. We don't need it anymore, so we're gonna let it go. And I've become very good at letting go of people who don't treat me well or who are not a good fit for me because they don't understand that I have special gifts and that I'm not going to surrender to normal. So somehow you're not reading, or you need to read something you haven't read. I don't know which. And you need to declutter. Let go of old items and create a new sacred space for yourself. So if you've been holding on to something from your past, that's keeping you stuck. Yeah, get it, boy. Sing your own song, baby. Sing your own song. He's teaching us. You never hear Cosmo do that. Ever. He's singing his own song, and he's doing this too while he does it. He's dancing there. All right, outcome for this collective. Oh my God, Spirit, don't overwhelm us now. Don't overwhelm us. Our outcome is going to be music. I don't know what that means for me. It means I'm going to be listening to a lot of music. Husband's going crazy. And no shadow work is necessary right now. Spirit says, don't worry about the shadow work. Spirit wants you to play and enjoy the progress that you've made. Okay? Don't worry about doing any shadow work right now. You have done enough. Whoever's watching is healthy. I feel you're a very healthy person. I see it all over my table. All right. So Spirit is saying, I'm so proud of you. You have let go of things you don't need anymore. You have done a lot of huge accomplishments in your life here. I want to get a playful deck that we can use. When it comes to relationships, like it looks like most of us are not in a relationship, or if we are, it's not, one that we're engaged or thinking about marriage. Somebody here has shame of their body and trauma from the past. So somehow you could have had some body shaming. People could have called you fat or ugly or whatever, and you internalize those things. Spirit, what do we need to know when it comes to our relationship patterns? Body shame is here and hard to get. Some of you might feel like you don't look good enough for whoever you're interested in because you feel like this person, you put them on this pedestal and you think they're so beautiful, and you're ashamed of your body because they are so in shape and you're not. I mean, I feel that way all the time, but I haven't taken it to the extreme where I'm really ashamed of my body. I mean, I'm not going to walk outside naked or anything like that, but if I was to be intimate with someone, they would have to be okay with how I look. And I'm not going to be ashamed of how I look because I am what I am, and I am not normal. I'm not going to surrender to that, okay? All right. Something feels too hard because of the body shaming. So if someone could really make you feel bad about the way you look, don't put up with that. Do not put up with that. If people can't handle that I'm missing some teeth, that's just too bad. Unless they're willing to dig in their back pocket and pull out the money for me to have dentures made, then that's just tough shit. And I'm not here to make anybody feel better about themselves because I have the the best teeth. This tooth right here, I had all my bottom teeth. I was so happy that I still had all my bottom teeth. Not long ago, I fell. I tripped over the dishwasher and fell. And the next day at work, this tooth came out, complete root and everything, because I have a disease that's causing me to lose my teeth. This is not because of my age. This is my mother has all of her teeth and they've never had a cavity in her life. This is an autoimmune disease that's causing me to lose my teeth. I can't help it. And maybe some of you have things about yourself that you don't 100% feel, and I don't feel comfortable. But when I get comfortable with you, I will smile with the biggest smile you've ever seen, and I don't give a damn how many of my teeth are missing. You're going to see me happy. If you make me happy, I'm going to let you know that, because people who really love you will accept you. He's confirming what I'm saying. People who really care about you will accept you for the way you are, and they won't make you feel ashamed of your body. All right, what are the relationship kinks? We have some kinks for us that we need to work on. Cosmo, that's a lot of loving you're doing over there. He does this when I'm on the phone. He knows I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, it's okay. I'm talking to the people on YouTube, honey. They hear you. All right. Some of y'all know me real well because you talk to me on the phone and stuff, and this is a typical, nothing new thing for us, all right? All right, what do we need to work on when it comes to our relationships? If we're looking for new love, or if we have met someone recently and we're considering if we really love them, what do we need to think about or work on when it comes to this person or this relationship, or maybe the next person that comes? Feeling unlovable. Some of us here says need to practice radical self-acceptance. Just that's why I'm showing you my teeth and explaining to you that I'm losing them because I'm sick and I can't help it. I need to have dentures made, and there's nothing wrong with that. Practice radical self-acceptance and love yourself with all your flaws. Somebody here has a problem with their hair because of how curly it is. Is that any better? We just had a really horrific storm come up out of nowhere, and I have that. I'm gonna turn my internet back on and see if that helps. Is that better? Is that any better, Kailash? I turned my internet back on. Okay, it's just because we're having a storm. We're just gonna have to. We might have to weather a storm this week because it did say we're going to have to deal with some drama, and that's the only thing I really want to look at as far as the tarot is what we need to deal with this week. Some of us feel unlovable, we've been guarded, and we've been feeling like a lone wolf, and it's because we have just a lot of anxiety going on. And when we have a lot of anxiety, it's hard. Okay, when it comes to our spiritual gifts at home, what's going on here? Your spiritual gift this week is your third eye at home. That's perfect. All right, what about your spiritual gifts at work? At work, your spiritual gift is abundance. Come on. Come on, Cosmo. Collective. Did you see that? I'm telling you, Spirit's going to give you something materialistic. I feel that some of you are about to get a raise or a promotion. My boss sent me a nasty email and a list of things that I looked at them and I was like, all this stuff's been done. Like, why is she complaining? And she was threatening to shut the service down and all this bullshit. And at the same time, I got a review from my boss saying what that I had exceeded expectations in all areas. The only thing I needed to do better at was time management. And I'm thinking, I'm one of four people. There's supposed to be four people, and there's only one. And then you hired another one that cannot grasp the concepts that I'm trying to teach. And so I'm using a lot of my time on that. And I can't do anything about that. But I did tell her I was going to stop putting any time into that so I could do better with my time management. But we also know that I go by the rhythm of the universe. And this is a lady who is always late, like 2, 3 hours. And she's also a lot like me. So she has to have something to say that needs improvement. Because if not, then I would be the most perfect employee ever, right? All right, surprises. Surprises. My time management does need improving, but I don't know how to improve it. There's something about the clouds that's going to be surprising this week. Stop! Stop! Love life. Get back over here in the dang window and stop it. Get in the window and stop it. I cannot play cards with you on my hands. I love you, sweetheart. I did not mean to hurt your feelings. He looks like his feelings got hurt. I'm sorry. I love you so much. But you can't stay on my hands while I'm trying to read. And that could be what that read card meant over here. Like you're not reading. Like maybe you need to read too. Like maybe you're a reader and you need to do more videos. All right. Or just more readings. All right. And love life. In your love life, butterfly came out. And I see that there's a transformation going on. All right. I roll. Your love life is being transformed, collective. Your eye roll is the music. Somehow your role is music. You might be a singer or play an instrument. Outcome. Outcome for this collective. Timing. It's time for something, and it has to do with that 8 gate. The 8 gate is significant, collective. See the 8? That it's time for something. Spirit is saying it's time. And it has to do with some drama you haven't dealt with, and you're going to deal with the drama. All right, angels, how are you helping this collective? I'm going to look at one more thing real quick that I haven't done in a long time. What? Nope, Spirit said, nope, I'm not allowed to do that at all. I have to leave that alone because we were told no shadow work this week to have fun. And those were healing cards. And Spirit said, no, we've done enough healing. It's time to enjoy the progress we've made. All right, home life. Woo-wee. Woo-wee. At home, your vision is a factor. It may be a vision in your third eye of a home that you've been thinking you might want to purchase or live in, or somehow your vision at home, okay? North Carolina. North Carolina. I live in Vanceburg, North Carolina. Craven County. That's on the East Coast. Real close to the beach. Like, I work at the beach. All right, work life. What's the angels up to at work? The angels are manifesting. You guys, I'm telling you, your work life is about to soar. But you need to be more playful because I can see you've been putting a lot of effort into your work life, and Spirit is saying you've been putting a lot into that, but you need to also take care of yourself, and you need to make sure that you are having fun, okay? It should be fun. When you work, it should never feel like you work a day in your life because you're doing something you love, okay? So enjoy what you do. Have fun. Or take some time off. You have some days you can take off. Maybe take a mental health day, even if you don't have time off. All right, surprises. Spirit said you're going to have courage when it comes to surrendering. There's something you've been needing to surrender, and you're going to have the courage to let that go. That's your strength, is that you have the ability to know when it's time to let go. All right, love life. Love life, you're going to have your freedom and a partnership. Wow! You're going to have your freedom and a partnership in your love life. Love life was talking about work for you. I don't know. Take however it resonates. I roll. Oh my gosh, Spirit. Spirit says forgiveness when it comes to knowledge, prayer, and showing someone grace. So you're going to have to forgive someone. This is the drama you have to deal with. You have to forgive someone because now you know what happened. Like when this happened between you and this person, I don't think you had all the information quite right, correctly. Let's see. Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing, Gracie? I see you out there. I hope you're doing well, my darling. I've missed you. All right, so in our love life, look, Grace came out. So Spirit was even talking to me about you. Okay, this is what we need to focus on the most this week. Okay, I'm serious. I'm being serious. This is our role. We need to forgive or allow someone else to forgive us because now we have knowledge. We've learned something different about the situation. Okay, and we're going to pray about it and we're going to be shown or be showing grace. Grace is undeserved favor, okay? Unmerited, undeserved favor in God's eyes. Grace. People are not perfect. Like I said, if I got a perfect review, I'd be the perfect employee, right? So they have to have something to say. So she said I needed to do better at time management, which you all know is true because I'm never on time. But I am going to continue to say that I am not normal and I will never surrender to the universe when it's time to get up. I do not use an alarm clock unless it's absolutely something I cannot miss. Like I had to be at a class on Friday at 9 until 1 and I was on time. I can be on time. But I don't feel that it's necessary because I feel like the timing is wrong. Just because the clock says it's a certain time doesn't mean that it's time. I eat when my body says I'm hungry. And people who eat 3 times a day by the clock are usually fat and healthy because they're doing it out of habit and not out of hunger. So that's why, and see, time is our outcome. All right, what are the angels helping us with when it comes to outcome? They're giving us passion, fire, and being adored. Adoration. We are adored because of our passion, Spirit says. And also, we have a guardian angel watching over all of us. Each one of us has been assigned a special guardian angel. And I can see mine right now shaking its head. My goodness. What am I going to do with her now? She is really something else. All right, bonus card for the angels because we always need that. We're going to have a blessing when it comes to music. Somehow, I don't know what, there's somebody in this collective that's into music heavily. Come here, maybe more than someone. I think all of you. And also, there's going to be communication. Someone you haven't heard from in a while might reach out and say, hey, want to go have coffee or drink? Or I'm going to stop by and say hi to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Are you home? That kind of thing. They might just show up at your door and say, hey, I'm here. All right. Now I want to pull tarot because I want to find out what this drama is we need to deal with. Because that's the only thing I see. And the spirit is indicating that it's time to deal with the drama. Okay? So I want you to listen closely to what spirit has to say right now. Okay? Spirit, when it comes to the drama in our lives, I would like for you to please help us to see what that is so we can deal with it and put it behind us and never dig it up again. Okay? When you forgive somebody, that means you essentially have chosen to let that go. It's time to let something go. And we are going to be our authentic self in doing it, and we're going to be playful also. Maybe it could be a friend that you had a falling out with. I know I recently had a falling out with a friend of mine over a phone bill that I wasn't able to pay because of being out of work for so long. And I had asked them to pay it, and they did not pay it and said that I never asked them, which was not true. And then they said that I didn't communicate with them, and they were right that I didn't prefer to communicate with them because they got engaged. And it's a man, and I'm not going to talk to another woman's fiance or whatever. Because it's okay once in a while to say hello, but to talk to somebody's husband or boyfriend every day, that's not appropriate. And that's not who I am. So if you're going to be engaged, then you're going to be engaged. Okay? And that's why you don't hear from me anymore because you were very hateful to me about the phone bill. All right, Spirit. I forgive you, though. I have forgiven you long ago if you're watching. I don't have any resentments towards you whatsoever. I've just moved on with my life, okay? And I think it's best that we all do that. All right, well, how are you working in this collective spirit? The Emperor came out in reverse. All right, so there's a man that's not standing in his power, but Spirit wants this person to realize that you're not as powerful as you once thought you were. So somehow this man had become too prideful, felt like they had way more control than they have. They don't have any control is what I'm getting. It feels like there's a masculine side to ourselves that's out of alignment or a masculine in our lives. I'll be right back. I can't take this anymore. I've had it. I've had it. And I've tried to be nice. I've tried to let you stay. But you cannot behave. And I'm not going to keep fighting with you while I'm trying to do the video. So go in your cage until you can behave yourself. And that's all I'm going to tell you. Isn't that crazy how sometimes he can sit there on my shoulder and not even move, and then other times he can't be still? It's like he's got ADHD and he will not be still. And it drives me crazy. And when he gets like that, I have to cage him no matter what's going on. I can't deal with it. It causes me anxiety. And I'm trying to talk to you about something that's very serious because this is what we're being told we need to deal with, okay? What's the energy to overcome when it comes to this masculine side? Or this person could be two-faced. We have Aries, the Emperor. Now we have Gemini, the Lovers. Coming out in reverse. So this person may not be in reverse. They might just have made up their mind about something. Once a person makes up their mind about something, or they don't really want us in their business, they'll come out in reverse. All of them. It's not even that they don't want us in their business. It's just like the universe is saying, this person don't care about you anymore. Why are you asking about them? It's that kind of thing. And what's going to pull it together? This person is nowhere in your orbit when they all come out in reverse like that. The Hanged Man is in reverse. So it's like this person is not even in your orbit. Why are you even asking about this person? But there is one card on the bottom of the deck in the upright, which is a Hierophant, and that's like a commitment. So this dealing with the drama is about a masculine energy making a choice and seeing this from a different perspective. But right now, I'm telling you what I'm seeing is that this person is not there. So what do you do in that case? How do you deal with it when you have someone in your life that's causing you drama and you have to make a choice when it comes to seeing their perspective? Okay? The first thing I want to find out is how this person feels about us in the first place. How does this person even feel about us? Like, why do we care so much about it? Or is this us? Like, is this us, Spirit? Is it us that needs to see a different perspective? Only you and some consequences. Like, it's like Spirit saying, only you got the consequences. That's why. You're getting clarity about the consequences. All right, how does this person feel about this collective? The one we're reading for? Or is it this collective? How do they feel about this collective? Shallow. They feel like you're shallow and that you pretend. How do you feel about them? Like they roaming wild and like they're infatuated or obsessed? I don't think the two of you like each other very much. Why are they still connected energetically if you have no discussed? Use your intuition about there not being any closure. You didn't get closure here. Okay. So this is two people who never got closure. There were some dark influences or third party influences. So right now, Spirit is encouraging us as a collective. There's someone in your life that you never got to say goodbye to because maybe they ghosted you. And so you never had the opportunity to actually say goodbye. And that's what you're being encouraged to do is to get closure. What happened here, Spirit, when it came to this situation? And I'm going to read intuitively because this might not have been a romance. But if it was, it'll be very obvious to me. Okay. All right. Show me what happened here. Enough is enough came out. Everything's coming out in reverse. So the two of you are maybe having an argument. Like you might be in the middle of a no contact, not talking to one another because of an argument, and it was left you have some unfinished business. And Spirit is saying we need to wrap this up with a nice little bow and file it in your fuck you place. You know, like there's some things that you just can't do anything about. You have to file it under the B for bullshit. That file, you know. All right, what was being or what is being hidden? I feel this person may be watching you. That somebody was divinely guided. Whatever happened here was divinely guided. This was divinely guided for you to be fed up. It was time for you to get fed up with this. Alright, what was being shown? Let them go. They're not incomparable. That you were letting this person go because they were not incomparable. What's the truth about incomparable? That you had not learned your lesson when it came to being self-centered or self-pleasing. Alright, and what's going to be the outcome? Somebody just deciding to give this one last chance. Why would you do that? You don't know yet. Why are you considering doing that? Because there's the truth right there. Someone has had a rebound and they only want you, and they've been living a double life. They're trying to get back on. It's like they're trying to get over you and they can't because they only want you and they're living a double life. What are they doing in this other life they're living? Regret. They have a lot of regret for letting you go. So they're pretending like they don't care about you to the people around them. They're acting like they could care less about you when truly they regret what happened. It's only you that they want. And they don't know yet if they want to give this one last chance. What are the? But they don't want to be. They don't want to be alone. All right. Why would they want to give this one last chance? Because they're at their breaking point. Why are they at their breaking point? I think this person misses you. Okay. Because they feel helpless. They act like they're unfazed. When it comes to a love triangle, a divine union, practicing forgiveness, and trusting their intuition. And the practice forgiveness and intuition part came out in reverse. So this person knows damn well that this is a divine union. And they're acting unfazed because there's third party, that they're with a third party, that they don't want this person to know how helpless they feel over this situation. This is somebody who loves you desperately. They're fighting it. They wanted to give this another chance. They're pretending like they let you go because you were not incomparable. Like, you know, you were just like everybody else that they had ever met. Something, I don't know exactly what's going on, but that's what's happening here. All right, show me this person's vibe, Spirit. I want to see who we're dealing with. When it comes to this Emperor, why is the Emperor in reverse? What's their vibe? They're isolated and they feel hopeless. So this person's very alone. They might not have a lot of people that they, talk to, associate with. I'm so sorry, baby. I didn't mean to kick the dog. This person feels lost, depression, and maybe even suicidal. And if you're feeling that way, I can't encourage you enough to reach out for help. There is help available. Go into the description box and you'll see there's a number there. Call that number, okay? Hey, proms. Still trying to get used to these glasses, but I don't think they're going to work for me. I'm going to get me some new ones. All right, they feel rejected, left alone, and like they have inflicted this on themselves. And I think they did. I think they did something they shouldn't have. And they caused pain. And now they're pretending like they're not affected because they don't want the third party they're with or having to deal with. Maybe they don't want you to know they have a third party. Um, for some of you, it could be in like an addiction. It could be work. They could just work all the time. All right. And why is there no choice, or why is there a choice being made? What's the vibe when it comes to the choice? It doesn't look like you have a choice because of how hopeless you feel. You feel like you're isolated. This person may have blocked you. It has to do with having intimacy, mutual respect, unity, and closeness. You I think, are all coming out in reverse because it's like you're over this. Like you're not even in dealing with this anymore. There's someone that has a need for closure in your life. You may have blocked this person and they cannot let you go. But this person was also toxic. See? All right, what's this other perspective that's going to pull it together? Maybe you weren't seeing what's the vibe when it comes to this other perspective or the hanged man. That's way too many cards. All right, may I have one or two, please? Thank you so very much. Okay, distance is a factor. Somebody got shattered and they were being two-faced. So they were at a distance from you, and they could be one way when they were at a distance and another way when they were around you. They were being two-faced, and this caused a lot of hurt, and also a lot of chaos. There's our storm that just came up and blew through real fast. It's gone now. There is no more storm. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for those who already have. So you're having upheaval, disaster, and someone's downfall. But you also have the Hierophant here. This was somebody who was at a distance from you, and when they weren't around you, they talked shit behind your back. That is not a friend. A friend will defend your name in rooms you are not in. And I feel that this person did this to you for a long time, pretending to be your friend and not really being your friend. And I think you finally wised up, you realized this, and so you closed the door on this chapter. And that is, in fact, why this person is showing up all in reverse. Because one of you don't give a shit anymore. And it's time to let go. Spirit said, you know when it's time to let go. And it's saying it's time to deal with this drama. Some of you are resonating strongly with what I'm saying. All right. So what I'm seeing here is someone who wants this to maybe have another chance. But would you want to give a two-faced person who broke you, was your nightmare and a failure, who failed you? Would you want to? Okay, let's focus on somebody that's living a double life, a cheater, and a backstabber. Would you want to give them another chance? Think about that for a moment. Just stop. Cut every other emotion you have connected to this situation off. Think about that for a minute. When someone talks about you behind your back, that's what you're having to see from a different perspective. Do you give somebody like that a second chance? Thank you, Kailash. No, I don't think you do. No. This is hard. Because some of you are going to be tempted to do it anyway because you had such a strong bond with this person. What happens if you give this person a second chance? May I see, please? Coming out in reverse. Oh, wow. Did not see that. Okay, so this is a spiritual connection. That's why it was calling it a divine union. There's someone who's very compassionate and nurturing, and this person would make you an offer, a Venus offer. They're a match for you astrologically. Your Venus and theirs are a match. I know for me, I'm a Scorpio Venus, which means I match very strongly with Earth Venuses, especially, but also other water Venuses. Anyone can be a match, though. This one's a perfect match. It's like there's no nurturing and no compassion when it comes to this offer. I almost feel that this person has been hurt by you being so two-faced, or you have been hurt by this person being so two-faced, that it's hard for you to feel compassion for this person anymore. Because you feel like you dug your own grave. Like I gave you enough rope to hang yourself and you hung yourself. Alright, what would be hidden if you took on this second chance? That somebody would be closed off, guarded, and resistant because they feel like there's no stability, harmony, and flow here. Alright, and what's being shown? That you're tempted, even though this caused you suffering in the past, and someone is wearing a mask, a facade about their beliefs. So they pretend like they don't even believe this was a spiritual connection. Get over this. Get over this person. Who gives a damn? And most of you have. That's why your work is showing up as your love life. And what would be the outcome? Baby! Divine Feminine just came out upright. That's you blooming. Your garden is going to bloom. You're a rose. Not a rose, baby. You're a rose garden. This person wants to make you an offer, but they're not going to have changed right now. So what I suggest you do is you be your divine badass self and you let this relationship go. Did you get closure? No, you did not. What are the chances that the collective will ever get closure here, Spirit? You're ready. Remain positive within the next few months and success. So within the next few months, there's a possibility that you might have some closure on this relationship. They might actually reach out to you to talk to you or something like that, or you might run into them somewhere or something like that. But what I see coming is a lot of chaos for somebody. And I think by the time you see them, the universe is going to have done a work in their life, so you might not even recognize this person when you meet them again. All right, now let's pull Tarot on it real fast. Tarot, may I see, please, why the Emperor is in reverse? Because he is lost in the past. Okay, so this is the one that needs to get out of his head, out of his feelings, and stop feeling like this. There's something to salvage here. Because I don't think this feminine is even thinking about you anymore. I think they have moved on, okay? Why is the Lovers here? Because there's a Tower coming. Justice. Why is the Hanged Man here? Because of the Ace of Wands. What's the Tower? Clarity. Somebody's going to seek clarity when it comes to a new love. Overthinking when it comes to a new love. What's the clarity, again, about this new love? A Chariot came out. Getting over this. It's like you need the clarity of what it would be like to have new love. Maybe you're afraid this person has moved on without you. You're realizing that this person, I think, has moved on. Why is the Ace of Wands here? You have two aces so far. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Because you're going to go after something that's caused you a lot of unhappiness, and you're going after it passionately. Why are you doing that? Why is the Hierophant here? Because this person never learned their lesson, and you are divine fucking feminine. Stop it! Hold the phone here. This person needs to come crawling to you on their knees and beg forgiveness. Let it go. That is your strength this week. That you can let this shit go. Either you forgive and you let it go, and the two of you work it out, or you let this person go. Because it's taking up rent free a lot of space, a lot of real estate in your head. And they don't look like they were all that in the beginning. It's like you had made up this fantasy about this person. They're not all that. Alright, show me what's going on with this person. The one the collective is dealing with. It's a dream team. The two of you would make a dream team. But they've lost their identity. They've forgotten who they are. Or maybe they never knew who they were. And then we have being seen and building together turned over also in the middle of the deck. So this person, in their presence, you feel something rare, fully witnessed, deeply known, and still completely accepted. So you can truly be yourself with this person. And you're not waiting around for your dream life to appear. You're designing it side by side. So you are a dream team who you feel accepted by and who can build together. But one of you has lost your identity. What's going to happen with the lost identity? It's like this person has decided you're not going to be a part of my future. You're no longer mirroring this person because you're growing away from them. You're going to grow away from them because when a person in a spiritual connection becomes lost, you have to remain anchored and know who you are. And that's why you were indeed being encouraged in the beginning of this reading. Don't you be faking it. This person right now is not on your radar, collective. They are lost. Okay? And so what I need you to understand is that Spirit has something better for you. Don't sit around waiting for this person. Move on with your life. And if the collective will do that, what might they find? What is waiting right here around the corner? Okay. Somebody is in a family that they don't like to be in. There's a difference between growing together and waiting for someone to catch up. Be honest about which one you're doing. Are you waiting for someone or are you growing with them? Do you feel like you're dragging somebody behind you? Somebody here's in a family they don't belong in. They don't feel like they're chasing their potential because they have this person that will not keep up. And there's bad sex in the biological clock here. So they're with somebody with a dried up uterus, essentially. They're probably with someone older. They need to be with someone that can give them a child, is what I'm getting. Or maybe that time window has closed and there's no longer that opportunity for the two of you. But they're in a bad situation. And this is not a safe space for you. You keep going back to this. It's like no matter how far I try to take you away from this, you insist that this is where you belong. So maybe the one watching is the one that's in this lost identity. Maybe you're the one who needs to apologize and come crawling on your knees and asking forgiveness because of the way this person was treated. Because they did not deserve the way they were treated. And I think they have moved on, and I think you're the one that's stuck in the past. And perhaps it's because you hurt this person and you know that they never did anything to you but be good to you. And now you're having to live with that. And they won't give you the opportunity or something. What does the collective need to know, Spirit, for our guidance this week? I'm not taking those. I feel like that was very floppy. I want some good, strong answers. There we go. Okay. Somehow, the number 21 and the number 75 are significant. Okay. I don't know if someone was born in that. 75 and 85 are significant, and 21. So someone could have been born in 75 or 85, or you could be 21 years old, or this could be 12 and 13. And we also have a 3 here. All right. I want to read what this is about. All right. What are you saying to us, Spirit? Archangel Uriel, the Green Rose, and Ascended Master El Moria. So we want to look at what number 75 Archangel Uriel means. These cards are not in the right, they're not just like in order the way you would think. This is for those of you who are. I turned to the Green Rose first, so I'm going to read it first. The Green Rose suggests renewal of life, rejuvenation, and joyfulness. Remember, play? Life must always have change to evolve, and drawing this card indicates that change might be close at hand for you. Green is an indication of growth, richness, plenty, balance, and calm. And we saw that you were going to have a lot of abundance in your work life, okay? Green is also a great help when someone is recovering from an illness, and it is said to be uplifting to the spirit. Good to know. Drawing this card usually suggests financial success, but this could be inconsistent. It suggests that you maintain your focus and continue to be positive. To help you accomplish this, you are advised to take 5 to 10 minutes from your day to sit quietly and meditate. Ask your special guides to help keep you focused and be disciplined on your pathway of success. Afterwards, give loving thanks to your guides. If you do not have special guides, you might like to call upon Ascended Master Serapis Bey on page 92. Look for and feel the color green while meditating. It offers help when needed. You might like to wear various shades of green, including the color turquoise, which is a mixture of blue and green. Okay, and then we have number 75, Ascended Master cards. Let's look at Ascended Master El Moria. Or El Moria. El Moria. Oh, El Moria. In drawing this card, you have the influence of the El Moria right now. The Master encourages you to strengthen your willpower. He urges planet Uranus to bring forth its influence to assist with this and also to help give you patience when needed. Be mindful that Master El Moria is a hard taskmaster. It could be that you must decide either to keep your present pathway or take the other fork in the road, that of self-discipline. Whichever path you take, remember to work hard and always be true to yourself. If you need assistance with issues of willpower, patience, and self-discipline, it is time to call on Master El Moria. Master El Moria's colors are violet and amethyst and sometimes blue. Okay? That is a very big mandate this week. This collective is being given some very powerful guidance. I don't know who the hell this is. All right. Page 75. So childish. Archangel Uriel, the problem solver. Archangel Uriel helps with solving problems in everyday situations. He always brings in the power of unconditional forgiveness. So here we are back to that forgiveness. Archangel Uriel is known as the light of God, angel of wisdom and miracles, thoughts and ideas, creativity and astrology, just to name a few. If you have drawn this card, Archangel Uriel is telling you that blessings can be found in adversity and offers help with turning your disappointments into victories. So if at this time you are faced with a hurtful situation, now I see that you are, call on Uriel. This enlightened being will help to purify mental and emotional understanding. He is here to help with manifesting positive thoughts, to help bring our dreams and thought forms to life. Archangel Uriel's stone is amber, and his color is a deep golden yellow. Wear this sunshine color when you need to attract him. Call on him when you feel the need. Okay? This is going to be a very powerful month astrologically, and I want you to make sure you're grounding yourself and that you are aware of what's going on above your head, because it's going to very much affect us that we're going to have two eclipses. And I think you're being shown what you need to let go of for those indeed times, so you'll be prepared, okay? And this is going to open space in your life. Thank you, Kailash. I'm getting ready to get to those questions now. This is going to open space in your life for something better. But until you're ready to open that space, nothing better is going to come in. But you are indeed focused on your work right now, and I see that the universe is rewarding you in that area. What's going to happen in this coming week in this collective? What blessings do we have coming? You're finding something. You're setting boundaries. You're going to have love this week. It looks like love's coming in, and there's an Empress here. Fertility. Oh, wait. And justice. Finding justice because of love when it comes to an Empress and boundaries. Wow. Wow. This has caused a lot of burden on someone's shoulders. What is justice? We see justice coming out this week, collective. And it has to do with your love life and an Empress vibe, fertility. Maybe because you couldn't have... You're going to have good luck when it comes to this. Justice is bringing in good luck. And it has something to do with your career. Or maybe the lack of a career. Why is love here? You could have someone new coming in that works in the Justice Department because of a reconciliation. So you and this person that you've been having problems with are going to reconcile. It looks like that's what's going to be brought to justice. What are you finding? Whoa, compassion. And that this person is actually very beautiful. Maybe you're going to see how beautiful you are. You're also inspiring or being inspired. What else do we need to know about the coming week? What else do we need to know? That you're going to be incredibly strong. That Panther spirit, it goes all the way back to the beginning of the reading. And that closure that you need is on the bottom of the deck. It was in reverse, but I see that there's going to be something that's a turning point this week for you when it comes to forgiveness with someone in your life that you've had some problems with, okay? It looks like the two of you are going to resolve these problems. All right, let's get started with the Q&A. Christie, post your question, sweetheart. Hey, Cinderella, thank you for being here. You were here before, weren't you, Cinderella? I think I remember you from back in the day when I was over at Miss Mary's. In fact, I know I do. I remember your first and last name. Thank you for subscribing, though. I don't have a problem with you being added to the list, baby. You just received a huge blessing. What is next? What's next, Spirit, after this huge blessing? The Eight of Pentacles and building a foundation. So it looks like it had something to do with money. It was a monetary blessing. Anytime, Cinderella. Thanks for being here. Alright, and someone's been tempted to do maybe... You might have all these ideas of how you want to spend this money. And Spirit is saying, don't be a perfectionist. Like, don't try to think about the most perfect ways. What should this person's next move be? If you just came into a big financial blessing, you know what I suggest? This is not the card. This is just me. Just let it sit there for a minute. There's no need to rush. I mean, if you have immediate needs that you have to spend it, then do that. But I saw something the other day that was saying that the thing that you need to do when you get like a big blessing like that is you need to, like at first I said, you need to give some of it back. I think you need to take a percentage of it and give it back in some way, a small percentage. And don't be afraid that you're going to run out if you do that, because and actually that opens it up to be more. Okay, good. I figured you probably did. Okay. And then just sit there for a few minutes with it and enjoy it being there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't have to burn through it just because it's there. Take care of anything immediate. You know, like if it were me, I would pay my car payment and get it caught up because I'm about to lose that. And I would do the same thing with my house and any other bill that's like really, really behind, and start with the oldest bill first. But get all of the things you can caught up. And then take out, if you have a big enough blessing, take out a portion of it and put it aside so you can take care of yourself for a full year without worrying, and put that in savings. And that way, if something happens, you have a full year that you can not worry about anything, living at your level of comfort. And then anything that's left over, I think you should do something nice for yourself. I think you should buy yourself something that you would not ordinarily be able to afford and not feel guilty about it. Don't look at price tags. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. All right, Spirit, what's next? You're anxious. You're going through some sleepless nights and a lot. You're all up in your head. What should they do instead? There's a conflict you need resolving. Something needs to be resolved. There's been a fight or something. You're fighting for something, and it's keeping you up at night. How strongly you're fighting this. Spirit says in these wands, there's 5 wands here, essentially. And see how there's friction between these wands? Spirit says you need to take this wand right here, drop these other 4, and grab that one and get going. Whatever it is you're fighting, whether it be a person or even just up here or in here, you're fighting. It's time to let go of what you're fighting. Grab this wand that has the most potential and do not stop. Go. That's what I'm seeing for you. Okay? All right. All right. And I'm going to give you one more thing while I wait for Priya's question to come on the screen. Can I have some guidance that will bring some humor? Because sometimes, Christy, we just need to laugh at ourselves. Spirit says, you are a child of the universe, no less than the fucking stars. And meditate. It's better than sitting around doing nothing. That wasn't funny, but I feel like you probably needed to hear it. It resonated with me. You're welcome, baby. Anytime. You know that. All right. Make sure you add Cinderella to the list, please, Kailash. Who is next? Oh, a card flew out. That Ace of Wands is determined to come out. Something isn't. It's like we're coming to this big ending, Christy. The universe is ending something for us. A huge, long, hard, fucked up cycle. Yeah, they go to my faucet, but they're still in here. It's hot and cold, and I knew it was hot and cold, but I couldn't figure out where they came from. Cosmo, he got he pulled them off. He's a little shit. But the fact that it happened when it did and how it did, it was part of that reading. You've started looking for a new job because of the two managers that were lying about the incident. One of them keeps following you around, listening to everything you're saying. Oh. What should Priya do about this? What should Priya do about this, Spirit? What should Priya do about this manager? What should Priya do about this manager? Whoa. I need good, strong answers for Priya. Priya, soul search. Spirit said, the hermit is here. It's time for a good soul chat. Go within your soul, okay? There's a lesson you haven't learned here. And it has to do with being the Queen of Swords. And I think I've talked to you about this before. When you said, how do they perceive you at work? And I said, they see you as the Queen of Swords. And that this is the queen you want to be at work. Because you don't want to be the mother. You don't want to be the most emotional person in the office. And you don't want to be charismatic. However, the Queen of Wands is not a bad thing to be at work either because she's very creative. But you come across as someone who's very intellectual and very good with numbers and things like that. What's the unlearned lesson that's soul searching? Move on. You're not the boss and you feel left out. And this is just not the right place for you. You're in the wrong place. And you were the one that was showing up as having something new starting over here. Can you clarify that there's going to be a new opportunity with a new company, Spirit? Choose a new direction and look for a sign. Came out in reverse. Recovery. Is this job going to get better, Spirit? If she will soul search about not being the boss, not being alone, and needing to move on from this. It's like Spirit saying, you need to get over this. You're ready. Spirit says you're ready. And to remain positive, something will happen within the next few months. Will she be able to move on beyond this? No. Yes. Okay. Ask your angels. Yes, upright, no, in reverse. So I think you're meant to get over this. I think that the universe, there's also going to be helpful people involved. I think that the universe has you where you are to get the lesson that sometimes in life we're not the boss, and what other people, the way they act and the way they are is not necessarily right, but they can make us feel incredibly alone. I was telling somebody earlier this week that when I was young, about 5 and 6 years old, I started running on a track team. Well, it was a long distance jogging team in Florida where I lived. And I ran from the age of about six, almost six, up until I was 10 years old when we moved here. And I ran 8 miles a day. We logged my mileage, and I would run all over the city of Orlando, Florida, all by myself as a very small girl. And you could never do that today. But back then it was safe and it was okay. And my coach followed in the van and watched out for me. But I ran through golf courses and all through I had like this 8 mile parameter that I just ran every day. And I was telling the guy I used to run races, and I was the fastest runner in the state of Florida in my age division at that age. I was the fastest runner. There was no one who could outrun me. And I could run the mile in under 4 minutes. And I had a lot of trophies and a lot of awards and all this kind of stuff. But there was a young girl that was just quite not fast enough. She was barely fast enough to beat me. And her dad would hide in the bushes. I mean, we would almost be tied, but my legs were longer, and so I could always outrun her. But we would literally be running, and her dad would hide in the bushes and trip me, and I would fall and get back up, and I would still outrun her stupid ass. And I asked my mom, I said, Mom, why do you let her outrun me? Why don't you tell somebody? Like, why don't you say something to the judges? It's not fair. I am working hard to be the fastest in this state, and you're letting them cheat. And my mom looked at me and she said, Christy, life is not fair. And it's never going to be fair. And there's always going to be someone hiding in the bushes. And you need to know how to deal with that. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. And sometimes you lose because you cheated. Because someone cheated. Sometimes you win because someone cheated. But the one who sleeps the best at night is the one who didn't cheat. The one who worked the hardest. You might not have gotten the awards and the accolades and had that Six of Wands victory. Everybody wasn't all around you celebrating you. But we have to learn how to celebrate our damn self. We don't need always to have other people's approval. That's being what they call an approval junkie. And we have to learn how to coexist in a world with people who might be in positions of power and it's unfair as hell. And the best way to handle somebody like that is to get away from them. And I ended up getting terminated wrongfully from a job because of a woman doing that to me. But guess what? There's always somebody going to be hiding in the bushes. And have you watched me go through it? And have I given up? Hell no. And you'll never see me give up. I told my 22-year-old daughter yesterday, I was talking to her about finishing college. Her daddy died on her birthday, and she's been struggling ever since because she flunked out that year and had to pay back money that we didn't have for her to pay back. So ever since then, she's been having to work full time and trying to take classes when she can. Pay for them out of her pocket, I guess. I don't know. And she said, I give up. I said, oh, hell no, you don't. Oh, hell no, you don't. I said, we go through some hard shit, harder than most, but we don't give up. We never give up. And that's just not an option in my family. We are not quitters. All right. Right. Well, that's one of the perks of being manager is they get to do whatever they want. Work hard and hopefully you'll become a manager and then you can do something different. You can make things more fair. But until you get into management, Spirit saying right now you're not the boss and you're being taught that you're not the boss. And that sometimes you have to just move on. And that might mean getting another job. But right now, I don't think that that's going to be able to happen for you. It may in the next few months, but right now, Spirit's making you go through this. And it sucks because it happens here in America too. I told you I just got terminated from a job. In fact, I got terminated from two jobs back to back because of it. And when I got that email last week from my boss and all that shit she was talking, and at the same time telling me what a great employee I was, I wrote her a message back responding to her complaints. And then I put it through Chat GTP so it would be very professional. And then I made some changes to the bottom. And I told her, I said, I don't have anything else to lose. All I have is what I have, and I have nothing else to do but work. And I'm a damn good worker, and I'm loyal, and I'm dedicated. And I said, you started me out at such a small amount of money that it's been 10 years since I've made that small amount. And I said I was already behind on everything I own. And I'm about to lose my car. You had a sign on bonus advertised of $1,000 that you've never given me. And if you want me to do the job of four people, then you need to be paying me to do the job of at least three. Because I'm not going to continue to do what I'm doing for the small amount that I'm getting. I'm having to drive 110 miles one day to go to work. And that's not including the people I go see once I get to work. It's 110 miles to get there and get back home. And I'm putting all them miles on my car, tearing my tires up. And I told her, I said, either you give me a job, a raise, an increase. I said, I want a salary and I want an increase. And I know she's been looking at it because she's been asking me to send her an account of what I do during the day. She asked me Monday, first thing in the morning, to send her an account of what I did all week. And I told her, I said, and I'm no longer going to train this guy for you for free. Because that was not in my contract and it's not in my job description. And if you want me to train people, I can do it. But I don't know that there's any hope for this guy. I haven't told her that yet. I told her we had to talk about something in person. And that's what it is. Because I'm trying my damnedest. But you can't keep asking me the same question 10 times and then be somewhere and say you can't do it. You need me to come there and do it because you can't do it. It's time for you to get your big boy britches on. And they didn't CC him in the email either. That email was sent to me. And I told him about it too. I said, they're getting ready to get rid of me, I guess. And they're really probably about to get rid of him because they wouldn't have sent it to me if they were going to get rid of me. They would have just told me to pack my shit and go. They like me. And I think they're fixing to give me a raise because I've earned it. But I've worked my ass off for it too. I am a very dedicated, hard worker. And there has been a woman in that office that did not like me, and I knew it from day one. And I kept my mouth closed, and I did not have anything to do with her. And this email was a lot of stuff that she had not done. I had given it to her, and her part of it had not been done. But I did not say anything. I kept my mouth closed because blaming it on somebody else, even if it's the truth, is not the right way to handle a situation. I just said, it'll get done. And this is how I planned to get it done. And I got it done. It was done the next day. Because most of it wasn't even my responsibility. I went to the office and I asked her what happened to the papers I had given her, why hadn't they been uploaded, and she worked on it, she got it done, and I told her thank you for all she does for us. It was just a matter of no communication between the two of us, and it's because she didn't like me, so I had to make myself, I had to go get in her face to get it done. But that's how you have to work with some people. I mean, life is always not going to be fair. It's not going to always be happy. It's not going to always be pleasant. But we have to do what we have to do. All right, who's next, Kailash? Yeah. That passive aggressive, I'm telling you, toxic work environments are the worst. If you can get a work from home job, that's what I encourage everybody to do. And I work from home and in the community. I don't go in the office unless they ask me to. And they don't do that unless we're having a training. And when I go then, I keep my mouth shut and my eyes closed and my ears open. It ain't none of my business, you know what I'm saying? What's coming towards you? Let me see, Cinderella. What's coming towards Cinderella? May I see, please? Kailash, did you have a question? Oops. The cards are resistant to shuffle for you. What's coming towards Cinderella? Fill in the blank. You keep getting the Three of Wands like you're looking for something to happen. It's like you're actually expecting something. What's coming towards Cinderella? May I see, please? That fill in the blank card came out for you, and there's that Three of Wands. Yeah, they're all coming out in reverse, except you're nostalgic. It's like you don't have enough balance right now in an area of your life, and you are a fire sign for sure, or you're dealing with one. It looks like you need to be on this channel, is what I'm getting. Spirit is saying you're in the right place because this is um a wild card for me. And this wild card means claim your premium membership. It's like, yeah, you need to be here, you're in the right place. And you've had some unexpected setbacks because of someone's imbalance, their recklessness. And it's like this is something that you even reminisce on and think about in a fun way. But there is an opportunity. You need an opportunity, I think. What's going to be the outcome of this wild card? Your goals are disconnected, Cinderella. We got to get you back in alignment, baby. Your judgment's off. Okay. I'm gonna see if you're the one who's showing up in reverse for me. I don't know what area. How does Cinderella not F herself in the coming week, Spirit? You have to overcome some obstacles. There's a ritual you need to stop doing. There's something you're doing ritualistically, like over and over. Stop doing that. And you need to open up and talk about something. There's something you need to open up about. And Spirit says by not meditating, maybe you need to do this ritual. Maybe there's a ritual like prayer that you've not been doing, or something that you've not been doing, and you need to get back. It could be something physical that you eat or drink. You need to overcome this obstacle, and you need to talk to somebody about it. And you may have recently done some kind of energy clearing, or you might need to do an energy clearing. Cinderella, that's what I'm getting for you, baby. Okay? All right. What's going on with the comments? What happened? Do you think the management of my new company has a positive impression of me? What do you think they might think about my performance so far? All right, let's find out what. Let's just ask if it's a yes or no. Do they have a positive impression of Kailash? They love you, Kailash. I've told you this before. Something's going to happen within the next year, but not after a year, before a year. They love you, though. They love you. Is there going to be an increase in salary, or I don't think you can get an increase? Is there going to be something extra for Kailash in this company? Spirit says yes. It's unlikely, but perfect timing. Spirit said yes, but something is unlikely. I don't know. I must have asked something and it's not likely to happen. But yes, something I said will happen, and it has to do with perfect timing. And so I want you to understand what that means because only you know what that means. And then we have no in reverse. So there's a little bit of I'm getting a little bit of mixed signal here. I was asking about extra money and bonuses and things like that. I don't think it's likely for you to get a bonus, but I think there is likely to be something better for you, something more abundant somehow of this. No in reverse can also be a yes. How does Kailash not F himself at work? That's a lot of cards, Kailash. Kailash, your home may have needed some work in the past. Love your journey. Do a 30-day challenge. Explore yourself and have a fresh start. Your faith might also be a factor struggling in this somehow. Time for you to do a 30-day challenge. Love your journey. I don't think you love your journey, but I do think that the company you work for loves you. Explore yourself. Peel off the false persona and get to know yourself. Find your truth. And you're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to the gift that you've been given. And it has to do with your faith that you're not practicing. I think you need to do something when it comes to that 30-day challenge when it comes to your faith. And I'm not going to say what that is because I'm not going to be a judgmental, self-righteous person because I don't do everything I should do either. But you know what Spirit's talking about, okay? Did that help you, sweetheart? Okay. All right, I'm gonna pull trinkets real quick. Trinkets, please, Spirit, for anybody that's still watching. And we have 3 people. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. All right, this pendulum's hanging out. I got one of Cosmo's feathers. I got turquoise. Remember turquoise? Remember to put your turquoise in your pocket or something. I have a little crown here. You are always in my heart. Look, there's a bird. Somebody loves birds. You might have a bird. I have the word love. I have drive safe. I need you here with me. I have a horse. I have a dime. I have an Eiffel Tower. The tower fed. I have she believed she could, so she did. I have an elephant. I have an umbrella. Don't forget your umbrella. It might be raining where you live, and we just had a storm come up out of nowhere. And then I have a teeny tiny little family tree or a tree of life that I cannot hold on to. And that might represent this little YouTube channel that you have become a part of. Oh, and here's a little bit of guidance from the fortune cookie. It says, no profit grows where there's no pleasure to be had. It's time for you to have a little fun, okay? Who are you talking to, Spirit? HUJAPKV, number 9, Gemini, Moon, or Cancer, the Moon. EVSCSQ5V, Scorpio, the Sun. The Moon, number 9, F, Leo, ENOCTF. Somebody's name could be Neo. All right. H, one more time. Neptune, Scorpio, TWO12UNVC. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. One day this week, I'm going to come back and surprise you. I want to do a reading around the eclipses that we're going to have. I did not get to do, I don't know if I missed the full moon or the new moon. I don't even know what lunar cycle we're in. That's how much I've been working. I know we just started either a new lunar cycle or we are coming out of the dark moon. I don't think we had a full moon. No, I would have felt that. Okay. Anyway, I need to read. I haven't been reading, and I typically keep up with stuff. It keeps up with me. I think we just had a new moon, and I missed the new moon reading. Anyway, have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys soon. Namaste. I have my new phone number in the description box. If you would like to talk to me, you can reach out to me by text, email. I don't check my emails often, but you can also reach me on WhatsApp with the phone number in the description box. Namaste.